Can I get the bounce with me? Bounce with me.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get the bounce? Can I get some?
Heck.
Whoa! Welcome back. It's your man EddyEd the Duke.
Hey, it's Dialogue today, and today I am your audience, as he is the host today. I might just announce it for you, man. You tripping on this not being the host announcement type stuff anyway.
Hey, man, they about to find out, bro. You know what I mean? Cali Connect. And we here back with another episode 9. Divine.
Episode 9.
It's mine. Yes. Welcome back as a Holy Duo podcast. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you do all the good stuff, man. Check out the links on the YouTube video. We have all the links to our audio platforms. And if you're listening on the audio platforms, go to our YouTube page, Holy Duo on YouTube, and that's where you can find our crispy 4K video. If you want to send us an email or a message, you can send us a message, a DM in Instagram, Holy Duo 2020.
Yeah.
And then also email us holyduo2020@gmail.com. That's where you can send us a personal email or message and do all that good stuff. If you want to support us, we will have our Cash App link soon, I guess. I don't know.
That's right. You did straight, man.
Sure, support the channel the way you can. Share it, all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's hop straight into the episode. As we customarily do, we got our HD moments. Holy and demonic moments is where we share about our week. Something holy that we saw, something demonic that we saw, or whatever happened in our week.
Man.
D, what you got for us?
Yeah, my week's been good. We some stuff happened at work. It was pretty cool. I got to meet a bunch of people that I work with. Holy moment. We don't have to talk about this, but some on the political side that I think is pretty interesting that's going on is Twitter's going to be owned by Elon Musk. And his
44 billion.
Yeah. His agenda is for us to have more open space to talk, right? To be able to say more stuff. So that sounds hopeful. So I'm looking forward to that. So that maybe, that's something where we can now be a part of as the Holy Duo, because some of our ideas may not be widely accepted. So
yeah, but hopefully, I don't know if I totally believe it, but that's what
I know
is being presented so far. So that's what we got, but I don't totally believe it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Demonic moment. Oh freak. It was just on the tip of my tongue.
Dang.
Yeah, that sucks. Oh man. Well, holy moment. Yeah, the Twitter thing. So I'm gonna just let it go. Hey man, how was your week?
My week has been a little bit scary this week, man. Some scary times at work, but everything is good. You know what I mean? Thank God for the opportunity to learn from mistakes. And just keep on moving forward and getting better. Make sure you get better. That is, do the work to understand what the mistake was and how to, correct yourself. Holy moment. Man, this chicken sandwich I just ate, man, from Chick-fil-A. Now I haven't eaten from Chick-fil-A for a while. But the sandwich, like when they make the sandwich, the spicy chicken deluxe, I like it when the bread is toasted and it usually have a crispy edge. I like that crispy edge action. And today it was nice and crispy. Hey man, listen, everybody's not like you, B.
Hey,
everybody don't get
I didn't say anything, man.
Everybody don't get meals from scratch 24/7, B.
Come on, man.
He got a full menu at the house.
It ain't like that,
bro. Everybody don't got it like that, man.
No, I was just shaking my head because you're gonna be dropping stones later. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, but it was a nice sandwich. It was a nice, crispy.
Yeah.
It was just a good combo, Yeah. But soon enough when I'm in a different spot or whatnot, and when I'm in a different phase of life, like yourself, then I'll be able to make my own spicy chicken deluxe sandwich. But right now I still can make it, but it's a lot of, it's like a whole art project. You got to get the supplies, you got to put it together, then you got to create it. So it could take a while, if you're a busy person like myself, it might not be the best thing to do because you use up a lot of time that you could be using in other areas that need it. So, but anyways, holy moments that demonic moment. What happened at work? I'm not gonna get into it on the podcast, but me and D spoke about it over the phone already. And that's about it, man. I'm probably gonna go watch a movie today. Just to get out the house more.
What movie you watching? I didn't know that.
I'm probably go watch I'm probably go watch the new Liam Neeson movie called Memory, or I might go watch the movie called the Horseman or the Northman.
Oh, is it out? Is that out?
That's out, B.
Oh man,
that's out, D.
Man,
that's
we're
out right now.
We're
so.
doing some shopping and stuff today, so I don't know. Yeah, you're laughing. See, it's ups and downs, man. You get to go to the movies whenever the heck you want to go. But then
that is true.
But then I get the fresh meals, so you got to take it as it comes. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, hold up, bro. We want the best of both worlds. We want the best of both worlds. You know what I mean?
Nah, you don't get it like
Why
that,
can't
man.
we?
Yeah, it ain't how it works, man. That is not how it works.
Yeah, it's always something that's lacking in some area, but we can always improve. Moving forward into our main topics of the podcast, this is where we talk about anything we want. If you like to hear us talk about something that you want to hear about from our opinions, you could email us or direct or DM us on Instagram, or even comment down below in the comment section on YouTube. Or if you can even do it on audio platforms, do that. We'll check it out and we'll try to add it in to the podcast notes. We do pre-record, so if it don't come off for about 5 episodes, just understand that this is pre-recorded, and so just letting you guys know. All right.
Yeah.
D, hit us with the first one. I think this is an interesting one. At first, I was like, I don't want to do it no more, but it actually might be a nice one. So I'm ready to hop on into it.
So something about video games. And it's very interesting. I'll give my personal story after I get your touch on this. But how do you think video games are going to affect us mentally as we age? A lot of seniors, respectfully, seniors in our society, they become a little bit slow mentally as time moves forward, and it's a sad thing. And there's some ladies and men out there that are sharp, old people that are very sharp.
Running, and all that,
they're able to make quick jokes. They catch on to things and they'll turn you on your butt real quick. And those people, they tend to do a lot of reading. Like they'll counterattack you with stuff. You say something slick, they'll get you right back. Those people tend to do a lot of reading. They involve their mind in things, and I wanted to get your opinion on whether or not you think video games are going to be one of those things that keep people sharp, because we don't know the long term effects of video games. There's always Sega, Genesis, those type of things, but not like the video games today. So what is your opinion on how video games may or may not affect us? And then I have a list of things that this article wrote out, and we could talk about it bullet by bullet.
Yeah, this is interesting because especially the point where you said people that get old, and that are sharp because they probably read or do something to their mind to make sure it's constantly working or at work on something. Yeah. I think that's an interesting point, because when you don't have, I guess, interaction, and especially human interaction, your mind does die off fast. Actually, there's some research supporting that. People that live alone die quicker, and that's why, like they say, married people live longer. Typically, those rates are high because of human interaction, and also because of husband and wife activities. Specifically, you know what I'm saying, like doing the activity, the main vein that produce your body's does something to your body and your health as well.
Hey man, you can pump some iron and replace it with that, right?
I don't know about that. Uh,
No.
do the same juices and all that come out?
Hey man, no, hey man.
Hey, do it
Oh,
come out though?
juices? You mean sweat? Come on, man.
Hey, what? Hey,
Gotta be
listen.
PG, man.
Hey, I just let's not.
This guy said, "Do
We
juices come
grown
out?"
men out here, man.
Hey, yeah, you dang, you right.
Grown
Hey
men
man,
out
hey,
here.
you right, man. The same juices don't come out when you go to the gym. As a matter of fact, if the
Yeah.
same juices come out, you probably getting kicked out the gym, man.
Yeah,
You know what
man.
I'm
They gonna
saying?
think you was popping a willy for no reason.
Hey,
You know what I
man,
mean?
we don't do that here.
Hey, hup. So that they say is good for the health, and it brings it brings the vitality, right? Your vitality rate is higher. Um, so going to the mind, definitely if you don't exercise it or use it, and if you're just staring and just sitting and not really doing anything, memory loss uh, begins to happen
Yeah,
rapidly. Functionality dissipates. Everything is just declining
right.
when you don't use your mind or your brain. So, does will video games do they have any effect? I think they will, in the fact that you're doing something with your mind and not just staring at a wall or staring
Yeah,
down or even just staring at a TV. Because even a TV, after a while, you're not doing anything, so you will begin to decline as well in some areas. But video games, you're doing something as you're looking, so it's more of a mind activity or brain activities working because you gotta be coordinated, and it's more going on than just looking at a TV and just
right.
watching stuff all day. So compared to, I would say, looking at the comparison real quick to first TV and the video game, I think the video game does more productivity for your mind and your brain because you have to think through things and you have to do things at the same time.
Yeah.
And then also even some reading. Some games involve reading, you figuring out the clues and stuff. So problem solving is a part of it. So it's way more brain firing going on in that. But as we age, I always think about the TV having an effect on your eyes. How close are you all to the TV? How often are you looking at TV, and how long? Because that's going to affect your eyeballs.
That's true. Yeah.
It's definitely going to affect your vision probably, and hopefully not in a negative way, depending on how you use it.
Yeah.
But it can definitely affect you there in a negative way. But with brain functionality, I think it'll do a lot of good. But if you're old though, it could be good. But also I think maybe the environment would help boost that. And what I mean is, if you're an old guy just at home by yourself, don't have no company come to your house, and you're just playing video games, I don't know how long that will keep you mentally vibrant. You know what I mean? Because you get bored. Well, depending on how, where, let's just say you're just playing one game. After a while, you're gonna get bored. You see, and you need to switch something up, and stuff it needs to be something different, or else your mind is gonna get used to it, used to the patterns, and then it's gonna start declining. Just like when you pump your muscle,
Yeah.
your muscle needs to have different movements. It needs to do different things, or else it's not gonna grow.
Right.
It's not gonna do like have any expansion. So I think in the same way, your mind is that type of muscle that it needs to have something different to work out. And if it's the same thing, it's gonna get tired and it's gonna be fatigued. So I think in a certain environment, playing games for an old person would do some good because they're seeing like, let's say they're playing games with their nephews,
Right.
or not the nephews, the grandkids or whatever. Like in an environment where there's something else going on, I think will be better than just them being at the house playing games. But I think games in essence, I think it could have some very good benefits. I don't know how all it affects the mind after a while, but I could see where it could do good.
I tend to. It's not. This isn't proven. I tend to think that parents who teach their kids at home, they tend to be a little bit sharper. You know what I'm saying? Like before, they tend to be sharper compared to before they were teaching their kids. And I think it's because they're going back to the simple things of life. mathematics, simple mathematics, simple English, redeveloping their grammar, the way they think about things. I mean, there are a lot of people who can't do simple subtractions in their head or simple multiplication. And imagine sitting down with your kid and reteaching them how to do these things. Your mind becomes a little bit sharper.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I was just thinking sorry, real quick. I was thinking about, dang, man, I don't think I remember some of these old math, problems that I used to do back in the day because I haven't done it for so long.
Yeah.
It's not that I can't do it. I just haven't done it. And so just looking at it might confuse me until I break it down.
Mm-hmm.
But, I just don't use it no more.
You dang straight, man. And this man, actually Vodi Bakum, Pastor Vodi Bakum, he mentioned that he was, putting his kid through homeschool. And he actually went through the Constitution with this kid. And he was like, oh, wow, this is what the Constitution actually says. And, we're Americans. The Constitution dictates the quality of our life to a certain degree. But not all of us have read the Constitution. I think I've read it once or twice fully. But heck, the verbiage, bro, I don't know what the heck they're saying.
We the people of America or the United States, in school, we had to memorize it. And with a lot of things that you memorize for school, a lot of times you don't learn what it's about or learn it.
Right.
You just what it means. You just learn
Yep.
How to memorize it, and because you're filtering out, okay, what's the next thing I need to memorize so I can pass and get an A. So it doesn't stick with you. It just goes in and go out because you memorized it just for the purpose of getting an A.
Exactly. That's it.
That's it.
That's it, man. So interestingly enough, to a point that you made earlier, there are those old, have you ever experienced the old person that does a lot of outside activities and then they get hurt and then they have to sit at home and then all of a sudden you see their state of life declining. Like they're not as sharp anymore. They just don't get stuff as much anymore. I think it's the same way with people who read a lot. I think it's the same way with people who do outside activities, and I think it's going to be the same way with people who play a lot of interactive video games. And like you said, you can't just play like something like Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty is an intense video game that there's a lot going on. You could always
it's different every time,
right, because you're playing with people. And when you mentioned the old man at home, just sitting at home being bored, hey man, have you ever jumped in a lobby and people are talking smack? Man, that joint gets you heated, man. You got some 12-year-old talking about how much you suck because they won the game. Man, you about to smack somebody.
Yeah, people love talking trash on Call of Duty, man. Hey, y'all suck, man. And they say all kind of inappropriate stuff all the time for nothing.
That's why I killed your mom like 15 times and then y'all lost. It's like, yo, what? Are you 5?
You sound like a B, or like people just find anything just to press your button, bro.
Yeah.
I remember this one time I was playing it, and this one guy, this one white dude, he was trying to get me to react real hard. Like he was trying to be, he was being racist.
Yeah.
He was calling me an N-word. He was doing this blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, what else you got? I tested him. I said, okay, what else you got? What else you got for me? And then he shut up.
Yeah, shut up.
I was a little bit surprised. He shut up. He didn't have nothing else. He's like, oh, what the heck? I didn't expect him. Because he want a reaction. He would have been like, no, shut up. Don't ever say that. He wanted that type of reaction.
Yeah.
But I gave him, okay, what else you got for me, dog?
Right.
He didn't have nothing. He started getting nervous. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What you do? How you going to talk tough and then when I challenge you?
Yeah. I
so
I'm
like,
conflict, man.
I thought you had me, but he didn't have Jack.
Yeah,
he didn't have
Jack,
nothing
man.
good going.
Matter of fact, we can share Call of Duty stories all day, man. But go ahead.
Exactly. But that guy said what he said, and when I checked him about it, he didn't have no more words, and I thought that was surprising because the way that he was talking is like, he was really acting like he was believing what he was saying, but he was just trying to get a reaction. And that's what I didn't give him. So when I didn't give him what he wanted, he didn't have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to fight it back. You know what I mean?
I
Because
think,
he didn't have anything else in storage. He just had a couple words,
and
and
that
then
was it.
based on my reaction, then he's gonna come back and cycle it back in.
Yeah.
I ain't give him that opportunity, bro.
Waste of time, man. As a matter of fact, I have a story too. There was a kid that I was playing Call of Duty, right? He was on another team, and then he switched to my team, and he was talking smack because I was doing well, and he was just coming at me constantly, and I turned the conflict into a conversation. Like, oh, why do you keep saying that? Like, what is your problem? So over the course of it was the saddest game I played, man, because halfway through the game, I was just I was drained because it went from high conflict to him trying to be friends with me. And I was like,
really?
Yes. That's why I was drained, because this loser all of a sudden wanted to talk with me and, hey,
Bro, what?
I was like, come on, man, you can't be, are we going to spar or are we going
What you doing?
What are you doing on here, man?
You don't come to the boxing gym acting hard and then say, you know what, I don't really want to get punched out here, B. I was just nah, you said you had me. You said you going, you know what I mean? Drop me to the ground.
Yeah, he didn't. That's the thing. He wanted to so hard, and then at the end of the game, this guy was like, "Oh man, why do you keep trying to talk about that?" I'm like, "Yo, you were just calling me all kinds of names. What do you mean? Why am I trying to talk?" It's like total conflict avoidment, man. And that's some of the toxic things about video games, but it's part of the interaction of a video game. It's a different thing than reading or exercising. As a matter of fact, something I can speak to is my fast twitch muscles. I personally attribute how quickly I can react to things to video games, just because I've played it so much. You know what I'm saying? Imagine playing Call of Duty, right? Something's happening behind you, you turn around real quick. You have to think within that moment and second.
I was gonna ask you, do you remember your how were you playing, like were you playing well when you were talking to that kid, or were you playing terrible?
I was playing great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was mad. He was mad that that happens. People lose, and then they bad sportsmanship. Anyway, there's a list that this article has created, and I want us to touch it point by point real quick and get your validation on whether or not these things may be true. Now, keep in mind, there are all kinds of different kinds of video games. So we've only talked about one kind of video game, action, interaction. There are puzzles, there's mysteries, all those
because it's not every video game is interactive with other people on the other side. There's games where you just play it by yourself and there's nobody on the other side.
Yeah, those are boring, man. But anyway, so the first point here is memory. Do you think video games help with memory at all?
Yes, because when you play a video game and you play in a story mode video game, you remember the story, or you have to remember the story in order to, I guess, get fulfillment of the game. So you take notes, mental notes, as you're playing. Oh snap, that character is related to this character, and you see how the so in that regard of a story mode game, I think it does help memory, because you have to remember, or you want to remember when you're playing a video game that has a story of you walking through a world in order to complete. So with memory, I think some video games really help with memory more than others.
Yeah, that's true. And also, along with the storyline, the skills, right? You just gain the
skills, exactly, and how to do the controls.
Every video game has different kind of controls that you have to use.
I think that's what every video game have in common. There's controls and buttons to do particular things.
Yep.
Every game has that.
Yep. Simple mobility skills. Yeah. Like the video game that we're trying to play soon, the one that you said we're gonna look into. That game has so many connections that if you do this, it'll make this better, and this you have to remember it in order to do it. So it definitely helps you because you have to try to remember actively. What about mood? Has video games improved your mood in the past?
For mood, yeah, I think it does do stuff to mood, because when you get pissed off because you died in Call of Duty, or if you die so many times in Call of Duty and you're getting frustrated, you might get pissed off.
You
Somebody
might.
talking trash to you. Yeah,
Oh
somebody talking
man.
trash. It might piss you off. To me, I just like doing it for the for the content. I do it for the content. But um or if you can't figure something out, you start to get frustrated in a story mode game. Like, dang man, we remember that game we were playing.
Spend
We couldn't beat it
hours.
for like
Hours.
we were spending a lot of time trying to beat the boss, and I'm like, bro, he cheated because
Teamwork, man.
like we almost it's like you're almost there about to beat it, and then all of a sudden they do this crazy move that ate all your life, and you're
Yeah.
like, bro, what the heck?
Yeah,
We've experienced that together.
Yeah.
So yeah, different ways. I think it does totally mess with your mood.
Right.
And you can let it do more if you let it. And then there's games that make you happier, and then you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Range of moods. Yes.
Hey,
I would say yes.
can you, for mood, right? Can you remember when you used to play games with friends and y'all would like, hey, yeah, I beat you, hey, I smacked you down.
Man, I
you know?
wanted to punch people in the chest, bro.
All right, man. See, okay.
I'm dead serious,
This
bro.
guy, hey, man, I know
And
you're from the hood.
and shouts out to my brother because, Big A, because he would get like, what if he beats you, bro? He's talking trash.
Yeah.
He's talking trash to you, and you want to fight him, bro. I think there's times where like I'll get mad and try to fight him after the game and stuff like that. Of course we wouldn't be fighting for real, but I would be hit, like throwing, getting mad.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. I forgot what else I was gonna say, but yeah, you want to do something to somebody that, especially ones that brag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What about spatial visualization? That's one I can speak to for sure. How aware you are of the space around you. You know what I'm saying?
That in particular, if I'm comfortable, I don't really think about it or like notice anything different, unless if I'm drinking something and I got it close. But when I'm in the game, I don't really notice what's around me too much.
So I can speak to this specifically. We went paintballing later last year, and I was good at it. I was good at moving. I was good at being aware of what's around me. Hey, man, I ain't bragging, but I'm just saying.
Oh, do you mean from playing video games? Do you notice your surroundings when you're not, or are you talking about during when you're playing video games? Do you notice your surroundings?
So for something like a shooting game, right? You know that there's cover here, right? But you're not looking at it. But you know that if you need to go to it, that's where you're running to. So you're aware of what's around you and how you can maneuver through 3D. Because something like a shooting game is a 3D space. You have to climb stuff. You have to hide behind walls. So you're aware of your surroundings and how you can interact with things around you. Quickly moving from here to here, not bumping into things, not being clumsy, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think video games helped you with that at all or not?
Slightly, especially like if you want to talk about specific things like Call of Duty, and when it comes to paintballing, yeah, I think you might be more creative in a paintball field because you play Call of Duty and you understand cover and shooting. That might give you some that might increase your attribute points in certain areas on the paintball field.
Especially when I've never played paintball before. I've never been paintballing. So that was very interesting how sometimes that instinct kind of just kicked in.
Hey, and hopefully this year you can come again this year because we're trying to do it again.
Hey, man. That'll be cool.
Bigger and better.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, it'll be fun.
That'll be cool. As a matter of fact, what was I going to say? Shoot, man. I keep forgetting stuff. Anyway, spatial visualization. Anyway, let's move forward. Social skills. Social skills. I think this is something that the video game world has to get better at. Causing people to interact.
Yeah, I guess when we're talking about those games where you can interact with people, that may increase your social skills depending on like what you like. If you have to communicate well in a game, or learn how to communicate well, it might bring that up. But if we're talking about a game, the story mode games that you don't have interaction with people. Those don't. I don't think those do brush up your social skills unless if you're learning some type of language and it's teaching you how to socialize in the language. Then maybe in that special case, yes. But I think if you want to compare the two, ones that you have to talk to people in and ones that you don't, I think it doesn't really do anything.
What about
for that?
when you get in a big party with your friends to play a video game?
Now that one is different. Yes, it that brings people together. Whether it's bickering for a little bit. You're there. You're having fun.
Hey, man.
You're playing. So yeah, that. I mean, shoot, that might. Yeah.
What about Wii
So-
Sports? Have you
Wii
ever played
Sports?
Wii Sports?
Yeah, I played Wii Sports. Man, those days,
Fun
bro.
time.
Those were some the transition from moving and affecting the game to just using the controller. That was a crazy time. Yeah, man.
The thing about Wii Sports is it wasn't the best control-wise. It was a little touchy.
It wasn't.
But
It
when
wasn't.
you have a bunch of people around you, family, friends, and you guys are getting it in, man. So that brings me to my next point, physical fitness. This is something that I don't think video games have necessarily touched.
No, I don't think. If we talk about the Wii type of games, then probably a little bit. But they do have they are making some VR games that are fitness and stuff like that. So I guess in that realm, yes. But if we talking about the PS4, the Xbox, no,
Yeah. Okay.
that ain't happening.
Yeah. What about decision making?
Decision making, yes, because you always make decisions playing the game. It's quick. Some are quick, some are more thought out, and some are planned. So yes, I think it does help
But
with
you-
decision making. But it is more. But if we're talking about like better decisions, I don't know about that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's a different thing to make a decision in a video game than in real life. Because in a video game, you're going to come back and do it again. But, in real life, if somebody comes up and smacks you, that they don't get another chance, So decision making is a little bit different. But I will say quick decision making. Sometimes you just have to make a decision in life and you have to be comfortable doing it and you have to have practice doing it over and over again and be fine with the consequences. So I think it helps just a little bit, not much. What about problem solving skills?
Problem solving skills. I mean, again, translating it into the real world, I don't know if that could be translated like that, but you do use your. I guess you use your mind in a way that you have to problem solve in order to win the level or beat the level. So in that capacity, where you have to actually use your problem solving skills, I think yes, but are your problem solving skills necessarily being better? Probably, actually, but maybe not. But probably doesn't translate well for some people into the real world.
What's interesting? A game like chess. Chess isn't a video game, but chess makes you think about your opponent. You playing chess doesn't necessarily translate into the world directly.
No,
But the idea,
concept.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So in the same way, I think there are specific kinds of video games that allow you to exercise that kind of conceptualization and processing to solve things. It may not translate directly, some like Tetris may not translate directly, but it allows you
Tetris.
to exercise. Yeah,
Bro, Tetris, although I haven't played it for so long to really think about what levels I've beaten, when it comes to like working for a moving company, back in the day, that really, I guess what playing Tetris would kind of help you a little bit on if you have that instinct of moving things to where
Yeah.
it fit, being using that to be a mover will definitely help.
For some reason, I'm really good at visualizing how physical objects are in space. Like, I'm good. If we want to move this thing, I can stand there, think about it, and we can do it, and it'll work out perfectly. And I don't know if that's a skill video games help me develop, but it's something that I can do very well. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that may not translate directly from video games to the real world, but you know, they're just think about your skills. Think about those small little things you're good at, and try to think about where you know they helped. They were helped to kind of develop from. You know, so things like that. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the list has a bunch of other stuff, but those are the main things that I wanted to touch on because I don't think there are a lot of conversations out there about how video games may be helping people and keeping you sharp and those kind of things. But that's what I got, man. You got anything else to add to this?
Man, playing video games nowadays isn't all bad, but you know, it could be unhealthy
Hey,
if
yeah,
you don't move around, if you don't have human interaction, and you know, if you're not eating regularly, you know,
that's
there are
true.
some things. If you're addicted to it, it's gonna be harmful to you. But you know, all in all, I don't think video games are just bad.
You got to
You know,
take care of your body too, because if you sit for
gotta
too
take care of your
long,
body, bro.
your
Your back,
hips, yeah.
hips,
Hmm.
it's crazy. It's
That's why
crazy.
I think they
So.
should go next with video games. It's making some kind of place that you can sit in where you're not hurting yourself. You know, that'd be pretty cool. But sounds expensive though. But anyway,
Yep. Moving forward, man, we got another topic of the day, man. So last week we kind of talked about what is it like being a guy, and I think we touched on some points about our specific beliefs and stuff. But we're gonna be specifically talking about what is it like being a Christian guy. You know, in relationships with people, and what are some trials and victories being a Christian guy in relationships that we see. Um, but yeah, man, what is it like from your perspective as you are now? What is it like being a Christian guy in this world and having relationships with people? What are some good things about it, and then what are some trials?
it's an interesting question because say there you set some boundaries for yourself that
Mm.
you know guys who aren't Christian necessarily don't have to set for themselves. They find no point in it. Um, one of the things that I find, and someone may say, "Oh, that's just a decision you made for yourself." You could say that, but I know why I want to make that decision is the kind of words that I say. You know, you have to conduct yourself in a proper manner. Now, say you go to work as a guy and you start cursing in front of your boss or an executive. That's not going to look very good for you. But if I say I want to watch how I talk so I don't dishonor God, now it's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to not dishonor an invisible person. It's like, okay, let's so you can only think of the physical aspect of things or your job or your status, but when I think about something beyond the job or status, now you have a problem with it. And sometimes people will kind of poke fun at the fact that I don't curse, I don't try to fit in
Yeah.
with how people talk,
Yeah, and some people, like, you know, when you don't do those things, they make they this is what I've experienced a lot, and it's nonverbal, but you know, it's kind of like in the air type of thing. Like I hear people say it around, is that when you don't do those things, now people think you're soft. Now people think you're, you know what I mean, like judgmental all of a sudden,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or you know, they put you in these categories that's like, if what, because you don't do this, then that means you're doing this or you're these. And I'm
Right.
like, nah, I'm not. Just because I don't say those words, don't mean I'm soft. Don't mean I'm, you know what I mean, you know, don't mean I'm saying you're going to hell or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I just don't like saying those things. And
Right.
like you're saying within a job thing,
Hmm.
you know, it could affect your witness. You know what I mean? Like like the person could look at you like, who are you to tell me when you're acting like me?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And the interesting thing is like you're right. You're not saying, "Oh, I'm not saying these words," but you are, so you're going to hell. No, it's not like that. Because I know some people in my workplace that will throw curse words around our managers and our executive manager, all the like they'll just do whatever and they're not getting in trouble. That means if I do
Hmm.
it, I'm not going to get in trouble, but I just don't want to do it because that's where I've decided my boundary is. It's all about boundaries. Not everyone's going to understand your boundary. You know what I'm saying? I play video games sometimes and I try to go past a certain point and the video game's like, you can't go past there. And I'm like, who do you think you are? Well, they're the people that created the game. They're telling you you can't go past this. That's the boundary that they've set. I'm not happy with it, but I gotta abide by it. So in the same way, you set your boundaries and you abide by it. Not everyone's gonna be happy about it. Um, Another thing about being a Christian guy that I don't think people really think about is the fact that it's have you ever said to a friend, hey, I'll pray for you about this? And it's like they may think that you're just saying that. You know what I'm saying? They don't actually know that you're literally gonna pray for them about the situation. Because there's this thing in the world, people say prayers and thoughts out to you, and then that's it. It's like, okay, I don't want your thoughts. I need prayer to God on your behalf, on my behalf.
Yeah, man, go to the Father for me, baby.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because I know some people in the past that I'm not gonna say the names that have always told me, yeah, or like we've both known people that say, yeah, I pray for you, but then never pray for you, and this is kind of how you know they don't, because they don't remember what you were going through when you asked for prayer.
Mm-hmm.
That's one key to know how they may have not prayed for you, or maybe they forgot. Honestly, I don't know, but that's one way to tell. And there's plenty of people that always say, yeah, I'll pray for you,
Yeah.
and that don't. And yeah.
So, one recent thing that I've discovered is there are Christian guys who are very rich and they have a good amount of money and they still go out to um, worldly places like clubs. Now, mind you, when you're a Christian, the Bible literally says that your life looks different from the world's life. In fact, your life becomes a little bit harder when you try to fit into the world because there are boundaries that have been set for you not to do that. So technically speaking, doing things and running businesses are going to be a little bit more difficult for you because you have some boundaries set already. So my question to you is, what do you think about those Christian guys that think doing those kind of things? Because man, it's only now in our society that because there's a lot of money, people market, people network, connections have to be developed in order to run a business. People are starting to push the boundaries of what Christian men look like in the past, in the New Testament, in the Old Testament, and try to fit it into this world. It's a really interesting thing. How things have changed and how money is influencing people to think that they can do certain things that they really shouldn't be involved in. What do you think about that?
I don't agree with them doing those type of things, but everybody has their level and stage on which they have to grow
Mm-hmm.
from, and maybe, um, you know, I don't agree with it personally, but maybe in their heads is fine, but we certain things that we know is just not good,
Yeah.
and I just think it's a thing where they have to, I guess, understand why they doing this, and if it's just for a self gratifying thing that isn't profitable, really for for anything. Because I'm not saying you can't have fun, and I'm not saying like you can't do things just for enjoyment, but there's certain environments that we shouldn't be in, just the way it is. Like we shouldn't be in certain environments, and there's no, to me, there's no negotiating those environments.
Right.
But I think people have to have a level of understanding or grow in their level of understanding on how they should conduct themselves, especially for the kingdom, because we do want to look different, and we can be in many different pods and arenas, but why are you in those arenas?
Right. Right.
And so I just think it's a level of understanding that the person has to come to and look at what they're really doing in that environment, and if it makes sense, for the growing of yourself, as a believer. And again, I'm not saying you can't just do things for fun, but if it's something that's going to hinder your growth as a believer, why are we doing it? So yeah, if it's affecting you, and make you go into different and explore different things that aren't going to produce good fruit, why are we in that environment? Because it's not giving us what we need.
Okay. So something that you said that I want to touch on real quick. You said if you're gonna do it and it's gonna hinder your growth as a Christian, why do it? We don't always know that though. That's the
We don't
trick.
always know that. Okay.
Yeah. We don't always know if something that we're doing is gonna hinder us or not. Perfect example. There's this
Okay.
guy that I used to listen to on YouTube a couple weeks ago. Man, for like a good 2 weeks, I was just listening to this guy's stories. He tells stories, scary stories, creepy stories, murderous stories. These are all factual stories that have been kind of developed over time. And it got to a point after those 2 weeks that I was laying in bed and I was trying to fall asleep. And he's told demonic stories, things that people have experienced. Yes. Yes, right?
Oh, boys, yes.
And I was laying in bed and I was starting to fall asleep and we live in an apartment. So I heard a creak in the apartment. And I was like,
Oh, so this is like this is like recent times.
yeah, this was maybe 3 weeks ago that this happened. I was like, wait, what was that? And, it was intermittent. Like every 3 minutes or so, I would hear this creak in the living room. Bro, I was tripping, man.
Ooh, you scared?
I was afraid. So I was like, wait a minute. Why am I thinking about these things? Why is this tripping me out? Because when I was listening to the stories, I wasn't thinking about how my imagination would latch on to these things this guy is saying and trip me out. Bro, I'm telling you, I blocked the channel. I deleted all the videos from my history. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Jay.
Because the environment and things that you expose yourself to, you're not perfect, so you can't conceptualize and cognitively determine how it's affecting you. It's subconscious. You're eating it up. Your spirit is eating it up. And at some point in your life, it's just going to pour out and you can't do anything about it. So in that same way, if we're supposed to be completely reliant on Christ and the boundaries that he set for business, what are you doing? What are you doing in a club? For business, why are you around these dudes that have these girls around? For business, do you really need to be that prosperous in order for the kingdom to, actually, move forward? It's what you want to do, not the boundaries that have been set for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's a good point to bring in, because my side of things was talking about the obviousness, but stuff that isn't that obvious that we get into. That's also a good one to bring into, because it's always that part of it where we don't know,
Yeah.
and that we are maybe blind to the outcomes.
Very.
And if it's not obvious, of course we're not gonna know. But man, that's crazy though, because there was actually a night that I was kind of scared, that I kind of got scared at in, and it was random, and I think it had to do something with how I was eating as well.
Dang.
But I was laying down, and all of a sudden I'm thinking about these old scary, like, demonic things that I remember from childhood, from stories from people, and everything was flooding in. I'm like, oh yeah, that, and then that, and then boom.
Man.
It was just, I'm like, bro, I feel like something's right behind me.
Yeah.
Oh, something's in the corner. What?
Oh man. Yeah,
what was that?
Little shadow. Yeah.
The shadow, bro. I was tripping out as well. So, that's why I was laughing, because it reminded me of the moment, and it's just so funny because we never really talk about stuff we get scared about.
Yeah.
Usually, so to hear you say that,
I'm not even gonna lie,
so
bro. Straight
new.
up, man. I was freaked out, man. I don't give a crap if you think I'm soft.
Wes,
You try to fight a demon, huh?
yo, yo. What, so were you the only one awake at this time, or was your wife awake?
Yeah, she was gone, man. She was in la la land. I had to offer up prayers to God to protect us, man. She was asleep.
Shoot! Oh,
She was
yo,
asleep, man. She didn't give a crap. I would have woken her up like, oh, babe, like, do you hear this? She'd have been like, huh? Going right back
now
to
she's
sleep,
gone.
man.
She know her. She's gone.
Yeah.
When she's sleeping and you waking her up, bro, her eyes is rolled.
Yeah,
She's going back to sleep in a second.
Yeah, you feel bad if you wake her up, man.
You ain't getting no support, bro.
No, man.
You are. You it is alone. It's too late.
I'm all in this by myself.
Yeah.
All alone in this bed. Yo, I was praying, man.
For
I
real.
was praying because we like the Bible says, we wrestle against principalities and powers.
Yes. Yes.
Bro, your vision of your business is not gonna protect you.
This is too funny.
Man, it's
I'm
crazy.
so tired of laughing. Oh gosh.
Hey, man, but we say all of that to say personally, I'm saying that to say that as a Christian guy, we have to think about things that people don't necessarily put much thought into, but because we've been exposed and we know what's going on. For example, as a Christian guy, we say we don't go to clubs to find girls. We don't do this, but a normal guy.
Other Christian, yeah.
Yeah, see, I've been dating for so long, I can't seem to find the proper girls. Like, have you actually tried, going through your church or, someone? And it's like, no, I usually meet girls on blind dates, on Tinder. I go out with my friends. I met her, but it didn't work out. It's a lot. It's a lot. The more boundaries that you set for yourself, the more difficult it is for the world to influence you. So, Christian guys, a lot of the things that we do is because we're keeping the world out from coming in. And can you imagine how difficult it is? I mean, you go out to a grocery shop and you see these girls in bikini, literally, you see them.
Bro, it's tough out here, bro.
It's tough.
and there's a lot of, it's tough, bro. It's everywhere, and you're not even really trying to pay attention to nothing. It's just there.
It's there, man.
You know what I mean? It's just there, bro. Mm-hmm. It's right next to the apples. It's right next to the salad. It's right next to the chips.
Yep.
Everywhere you go, it's gonna be bro. It's buns out all day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just out there, so you could try to avoid it. It's just unavoidable, man.
It's a war, man.
It's gonna be there, bro.
It's a war.
You gotta be trained out here. But I didn't ask you the question. I just realized.
Oh yeah.
As a Christian guy, quickly on my side, it's in some environments it gets tough to handle yourself because maybe some emotions might be involved. For example, someone disrespects you at work. That might be a challenge for you to handle.
Yeah.
Some people might be on a different level. And I guess my experience as a Christian guy has been very, very, very pleasant, challenging, but pleasant. Because although I don't get it my way, really, I come out on the other side happier because God saw me through.
Yeah.
Or God brought me out, or God helped me get to a point of relief in a way. You know what I mean? And then God is with me most importantly. And when I'm going through something that's tough, a thing I think about is what I need to be doing in the moment, because God's going to handle what he's going to handle, right? But there's stuff that you need to focus on. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you're doing in the moment to get to the goal that you want to have. And so put those actions behind it. Let God handle the other stuff, and focus on what you need to be doing through the process. I think a lot of times, as a Christian guy or as Christian people, we when we go want to get to a goal, we worry about the goal so much we don't put no work into getting or taking the steps to get there.
Yeah.
We think about how hard it is to get there. We're like, dang man, this, that, and the third, and we never put in. We never make a stab at it. We never, make those small progressions. And so, I realized that putting in that work and really being molded through the process, because really it's, I think, a molding process so that you can be ready for what you're trying to get or attain. And so I always try to remember to do that, and I don't do it perfectly, as well. But that's always something that I always go back to and be like, okay, snap. What do I need to be doing to get ready, or what I need to do to make sure I'm moving toward it appropriately? And yes, that's where I come from. That's why I mean when I say is good, but it's challenging, because I always know that God is doing what He said He's gonna do, and He will do it. Because that's what He says, and I've seen Him in my personal life time and time again. It's just so crazy to me, man. I'm like, bro, at this point I shouldn't be having no doubts, but there are moments where because I don't see,
Yeah.
I might be tweaked, a little bit, especially under the pressure. So I'm always tempted to doubt when those pressure times come, but it's always that awareness of, okay, I'm getting close to this stage. I don't want to go there because I know that God's gonna do it, but what I'm seeing isn't good. So Lord, but so that's the bittersweet thing I'm talking about there. But man, it's amazing when you see that God is faithful, and that He is hearing us through our prayers and moving, and things are happening, man. So, me personally, that's a couple of things that I would say as a
Yeah.
Christian guy.
Yeah, and we got to deal with some crazy stuff. I don't know if I necessarily want to say this, but there's a notion out there that Christian guys don't have to be monogamous.
That's crazy, bro.
That the Bible actually doesn't speak against Christian guys being with multiple women. Man, that's venom. Oh man, that's venom. And these are the kind of things that we have to be careful about. So basically, Christian guys have to be careful about a lot of the things that people do in the world, that shouldn't be affecting us, because we're supposed to be a part of society. We're not saying we're better than people, we're cutting ourselves off, but we have to have these ideas and beliefs. But at the same time, we have to be able to interact with you. We can't talk to you and feel as though we're better than you, because we're not. So it's difficult to manage relationships sometimes. Your friends invite
Yep.
you out all the time. Oh, I can't go, bro. That's not what I do, and they end up making fun of you a little bit. It's like, do you have to do that? Those kind of things. So it's an interesting thing seeing how Christian guys move through this world. But at the end of the day, we only hope to be honest, humanly speaking, we hope to get better results out of living this way, because that's literally why these boundaries are laid out for us, so we can live in this world in a better way. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got, what it's like being a Christian guy in this world, man. It's not an easy thing, but we're all learning as we go.
Yep. And with that, we want to move to our last portion of the podcast, the last segment, called our interactive segment. This week's interactive segment is ICE. I can't explain. And D, I believe you wrote this one, so if you want to kick this one off.
Hey, man. Okay. So, I can't explain is I think where we
Ice,
describe
baby, ice.
ice. We describe a situation that requires an answer and kind of pretty much requires an explanation, but we can't explain. So we may look soft, we may look hard, we may sound soft. Some of us are soft. I ain't gonna say no names. So, this situation. Let me.
Yeah, cause I forgot when we were talking about this or planning.
Yeah. So, say you're a parent and you got twin kids, and the girl goes out. Right? It's a crazy day. Some crazy happens. She has to defend herself. Long story short, she ends up committing murder. She comes home. There's DNA left on the scene. You got twin kids. One of them has to go to jail. The cops knock at your door. Hey, ninja. They explain the situation to you, and you're looking at your children, and you're like, which what do you do as a parent, man? If you know one of your kids messed up, they have DNA because they're twins, they can't really tell them apart. Which one of your kids are you gonna tell the cops to take? Because they want one of them kids, and you can't explain why to the child.
So, so they have to take one, or I could be like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, officer.
They have DNA.
You got the wrong house.
Wrong house.
They got DNA.
Yep.
You got the wrong house, B. You know what I mean?
Come
We're
on,
not
man.
we're not the Cheongs. We are the Leons. So
You can't
you got the
wiggle
wrong
your way
house.
out the situation, man. You gotta kick one kid to the jail cell, man. Which one are you
Listen,
kicking
man,
out?
hold
man?
on. Okay, see how he used the words kicking out.
Hey,
He's trying
that's
to make you sound demonic out
Hey.
here. But no, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, is this the ice thing?
you can't explain. You can't explain.
Freak, we can't explain.
You
Hold on,
cannot.
but this is the ice question.
This is the ice. Sending one of your kids to jail, boy or girl,
Oh,
the twins.
Okay, so boy or girl. Okay, which one would I send out of the boy or girl?
Right.
You've got that? No.
Yep.
Okay, because everybody's gonna. Okay, I can't explain. Okay.
Highest
I would
security
send-
jail.
I would send. Dang man,
Uh
bro, I gotta send.
huh. Uh huh.
Hey man,
Uh huh.
do you just lick your teeth?
Huh? No, I sucked on my teeth, man. This is an exciting situation.
Somebody gonna soundbite you talking about you suck.
Nah,
gonna
that's
sound
you,
like
man. Nah, that's
somebody-
you, man. That's you. That's
Pause.
not anyone else.
Pause, bro.
Yeah, I gotta think about this too, man, because this is if he
Man,
yeah.
I might have to send the girl, man. I might have to send the girl twin, and I can't explain. So
you can't explain, man.
the world may never know.
You're looking at your kids and you say, "Take this one."
Dang, but the daughter though, man, she gonna be like, "Daddy, but why?" Hey, man.
Huh? Hey, man,
Listen,
what?
man,
yeah, you can't explain, so you
I
can't
know-
say nothing.
Yeah, I can't explain.
Dang.
I know why.
This guy's gonna look
Yeah.
his kid in the eye and say, "Hey, they have to take you, man. You're gonna
Ain't nobody
sacrifice." Oh man, dang! What's your wife gonna say, man?
Hey, listen, man, I can't explain that. I
Golly.
can't explain that.
Golly willikers. Ah,
I can't explain that, man.
that's a tough one, man.
Which one you doing? So you gonna chop your daughter's head off, or you gonna chop which one you chopping, B?
Hey, I know,
Which one you
right?
sending to the dungeons, dog?
Hey, oh man. Shoot. Hey. Hey, you know how China didn't let people have, multiple kids, or else they charge you, they pretty much fine you. And there
It's
was
crazy.
a thing back in the day in China where if they have baby girls, they'll basically advise you to like off them.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
son.
man. Shoot, man. Hey, this deserves an explanation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, but you can't get none.
uh,
I know it does. That's why this is a good one, because you got, it's like, hey, I mean, you created it. You created this monster.
Yeah. Hey man, it's it's gonna have to be the girl, man. It's gonna have to be the girl. I'm sure we both got our plenty of reasons.
I'm sure we both got our reasons, man.
But
I'm sure
we can't explain. What an icy situation. Cold heart, man. Cold heart. But anyway, that's that one. That was a trip.
Hey, let us know what you would do in this ice segment. It's very icy. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Killer answers. We can't give you a reason why. It's called I Can't Explain. Let us know what you would do in the situation. Which one are you sending, boy or girl, to jail or wherever they're going? Drop it down in the comments if you can, wherever you can. Hey, I thoroughly enjoyed having this conversation. If you guys enjoyed this conversation, smash the like button, subscribe, follow wherever you can. Share it with your friends, family, us, uncle. Come on, get us out there. We need you guys to spread the wealth, and so you can do that by sharing our content. If you want to donate to us, we'll have our links up pretty soon. I don't know. Oh, probably by the point we drop this, because it's gonna be a little minute. So at the point we drop this, we should probably already have our donation, like our location to where you can donate ready and prepare for you guys. But without further ado, man, it's EddyEd.
Hey, it's Dialogue, folks.
And we're only holy
because he is. And remember, faith don't come expensive.
It's free.